What's up, Future Fighters? We are back. We are making this sci-fi fighting game, Future Fighter. It's a 2D fighting game based on my own martial science and sparring experiences, which I am motion capturing for you to control. This is the introductory video for today, and what I'm gonna do is I am going to get our list out that we are working with, and this list. What it does for us is it just kind of summarizes the immediate tasks that we have. Let's just move Omega over here. And so it summarizes the immediate tasks that we have to do, and some of the long-term goals that we have for the game. Oh, it looks like I need to back up just a little bit there. There we go. So we want to put script move settings into script strike control. That's something that's important. I actually went over that in the previous video from the last series. So you can go to the Making a Future Fighter playlist, and you can check that out and watch that one. So that is a known thing that we'll be working on. Oh, we want to add this button display. This is going to be really interesting. You know how we do system messages from the AI on screen to test? Well, we're going to add a check for button 4. So let's just put that there. Button 4, which is block. So okay, and those are just notes about that. Now, so those are two things that we're going to be getting to. Script counter control to script strike control. That is going to be interesting because we've actually already done that. So let's see. In the first block of script strike control, let's just bring that up so you guys can see what that is. And this is all AI work that we're doing now. We'll be getting to more motion capture, animation, music, sound effects. We'll be getting to all of that. And I have a very experimental style to me. I am a scientist, as well as a programmer. I completed a biology and a chemistry double major in 4 years for undergraduate, and then I went on to medical school, and after that I specialized in diagnostic pathology. So science is kind of my thing. Experiments is my thing, and it goes well with programming, and because all the mathematics involved and the logic. So this is strike control. We're just building AI right now. So what we're saying, in the first block of strike control, after you check for the opponent block you're parrying, that's here. Go to case 3, which we did. Here, put a check for if block is held down, release block. Yep, right here. And do move 6, which is right here. Otherwise, do move 6 and test this. So, okay. Let's see here. So we're going to move this. We're going to move this up here. Okay. So just keep it organized here. Making sure. Test this. This was... So we'll just do test this via playing against the AI, and it worked. Next test will be the messages. Okay, so that's where that goes. And then we can bring this up as a note to ourselves. And you can see how I like indents, just like in programming. I like indents in my notes rather than traditional prose, because the new lines and the indents signal different topics and also related items. So it's kind of like it's like an outline form of prose, I suppose, is what you could say. So going back here, so now that we've moved that up, we know those two things need done that are above. Let's go, and let's work. Yeah, you can see where my cursor is. Good. Let's go and work here. Just add a parameter to check if block is held down in each case type for strike number 0. So what I am talking about there is here, and this doesn't need to be done because yes, this does need to be done. What doesn't need to be done is block doesn't need released, because if block is held down, that means you're coming from defense and you're going to want to use a counter. So you're going to keep block held down. So this is that merging of counter control and strike control that I'm talking about. So this, and we tested this, and it worked great. You don't need to do it for non-zero strike numbers, because choose defense is only triggered after move 10. So strike number is always 0. Now that is a good message. I'm just going to move that over real quick so I can make this full screen. And that's odd. Do it this way. So I'm just going to read something real quick here. So it's not needed for non-zero. I just want to make sure I put that in these notes. These must be staying counters. This is, we went over those notes extensively. You can watch the previous videos in the Making a Future Fighter playlist to see those. Audio's coming in good. Okay, I don't really talk about it there. See, there's a lot of martial arts involved in those notes as well. And it actually helps me with my training, my own training in martial arts, to think about these things conceptually and how they logically are used. So, always do two things at once. That's the secret to success. Now, I doubt that I didn't put any notes here. So, this is a really good note that we have here. So, we're going to move that, and I'm going to bring this back over so you can see it. And we are going to, we need to put it somewhere good. For the path. The path I'm talking about is this. It's the script path, which is important, but this note is unrelated to that. So for the path, note that, and then we'll pop that note in here. Okay, so we'll just save that real quick. Great, jump back over here. So we've done this each case. So actually, another note is I think we already added that to this note. I'm just looking. We only need stay-in counters. So you only need transition types 0 or 3. I just want to make sure I put that in here too. These are all the videos we did on this. Changes to type 0 and 3 work. Here it is. However, 3 would expend more link energy when you've already done so. Coming out escape. Furthermore, the combo extension. Okay. Okay. So, just want to put this note in here too. They must be stay-in counters. So transition types, I went over that extensively as well in previous videos. You can search the playlist for that, or just search my YouTube channel for that. So stay in, back them off, and stay out, back out, and stay out, back them off. So yes, these 0 and 2 are the only ones that are going to work, because there are no counters that back people out. So let's go. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see a little bit better. So these must be stay-in counters. So I'm just talking about case 0 right here. Let's go to this type 3 again. There's the videos. So here we go. Oh, I put a 2 here. This is going to be 3, I think. That would come from, it looks like it came from another note there. Transition type 0 and 3 work. That came from a different part. Transition type 3 moves won't work. In the sense it won't work as an initiator. But that is kind of an old, thought. That this comes from a previous structure that actually isn't present anymore. Since we've merged strike control, that is when counter control was just separate. So this we don't need anymore. Right. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. It's nice to see that go. Okay, so 1, they must be stay-in counters. And that's relevant to this section for sure. The counters here should be counter strikes or sweeps. Right. Okay. Okay, good. So need it for a non-zero. B strike maneuver. Okay, so that goes here. Also, you do not, we'll just use shorter language, you don't need it for V strike number equals 0 and case equal and V transition type equals 1 or 3, because 1, those are pushback moves and there are no counter pushbacks. That's not the goal of a counter in fighting. The goal of a counter in fighting is either to surprise your opponent as they're attacking you and stop their advance, or to go off. You're on offense and go off of one of their moves as you're coming in. Those counters are used as setups for combos. You don't want them going back because you want them close so you can continue pounding on them. Those are the pushback moves, and they are not counter pushbacks. Put C. I'll put this video MKV as a reference for fighting reference. Those are pushback moves, and there are no counter pushbacks. What else was I thinking? Okay, actually it's all kind of tied into that, because those are pushback moves. That would not be executed with block held down, and there are not counter pushbacks in fighting as per. And I'll put the video in there. Okay, great. Got those messages taken care of. This is fantastic. And if you like what you're watching, go to docbrockgames.com and check out the alpha version of the game. You can see what features I currently have in the game. You can see the 2 characters I currently have motion captured in the game. You can see those characters' motion capture moves and features in action. And you can put your email address at the bottom, and I'll let you know when the game comes out. Then come back to YouTube because we have more AI to make. I'll see you there.